Greetings, YouTube. Only seemed appropriate to do this video today. Um, I hope that you will forgive me for the following vulgarity, but my opinion of Batman vs. Superman can be best summed up in 3 words. What a clusterfuck. Absolutely from beginning to end, this was a mess. Tonally, script-wise, everything was just a mess. Now, I understand that somebody wants you to do Miller's The Dark Knight as a film, and I can understand that. But The Dark Knight is postulating some potential future, far in advance of the current DC universe. It is not postulating the present, even though in the aftermath of that massive battle that Superman had, the city has been thoroughly wrecked and starting to rebuild, or completely rebuild at this point. I'm not sure. And again, I forgive Superman for that particular battle, because even though he is Superman, he had zero military combat training. None. Who needs to know martial arts when you're Superman? Who on earth is going to oppose you? It's one of the reasons it's so hard to do a decent Superman story. He is a god. So when another god shows up, even one with a little less familiarity with being a Superman, starts to kick Kal-El's ass, I can fully understand it. I don't fault him for that. But why he didn't take the battle somewhere else, which he had the power to do, I'm not also sure of. So we had this weird shift, and we had the defender of the people and the defender of the establishment, and it was just horrible. And then into this mix gets thrown Lex Luthor, being played as the Riddler. He was horrible. Absolutely the wrong actor for this role, the wrong tone for this role. Everything was wrong with this character. Lex Luthor is the absolute epitome of control. Of complete control. Do you know who did a better Lex Luthor than this acting job? Kingpin from the TV series. I don't even remember which TV series it is. The Punisher, maybe? Daredevil? I'm not sure. But the person playing the Kingpin did a better job of portraying what Lex Luthor should have been like than the guy who is hired to play Lex Luthor, who then decided that Lex Luthor needed to be played like the Riddler. Yeah, it's a little bit of the Joker thrown in. I mean, it was just horrible. So I don't need to cover the entire story arc here. Everyone's seen Batman versus Superman. You know, they're contentious with each other. Eventually, they have some kind of combat, which still makes no sense because Superman could have eliminated him like before he was ever exposed to any kind of kryptonite gas. He could have just one shot with his eye beams, taken out the knee joint just fused the knee joint on the suit, and walk away. While Superman flails helplessly. Batman flails helplessly, unable to do much. The little trip down potential memory lane that he had during some weird fantasy was kind of intriguing, but didn't really add anything to the context of the film. Our little blurb with the Flash was again intriguing, and our little blurb with the Mother Box was kind of intriguing, but none of it added anything. It just made the film disjointed. And unless you're trying to go through some existential crisis while directing, I'm not really sure why they put that in there. And then the end of the film, the reason Batman doesn't kill Superman is because they have mothers with the same name. Huh? And then we finally discovered that the big baddie can only be killed with the kryptonite spear. I actually kind of like the spear. I'll give you that. Some of the technology in the film was also good. I almost bought a book of the technology from the film, because the technology was the only thing that I found really interesting. Though I will admit that Diana was at least intriguing to see someone that was a little more sensible than the other two characters. Um, but they decide, I'm going to pick this spear up, which is going to kill me, to take out the bad guy, as opposed to, say, hand the spear to someone who has experience with spears, Wonder Woman, who is only slightly less strong than you and could do the job better and faster and not die. Heck, hand it to Batman. He would still have been able to pull it off because the spear is magic and you can slay the dragon. But no. The guy who is going to be killed by the magic spear has to slay the dragon. I kind of buy into some of the worship of Superman, how some people are viewing him as a demigod. Completely buy that. At least that was interesting. That was kind of nice to watch, and I could completely believe it. And they're going to outnumber the people that think he's a danger. Seriously. But the whole, if there's only 1% chance he's going to go bad, then we have to eliminate them. That kind of logic means you should kill every human being on the planet. That's like the four horsemen of the Judge Dredd universe deciding that the best way to eliminate crime is to kill all the humans. No. If anyone has a chance to commit a crime, that's just what we are. Everyone is a potential criminal. Everyone is a potential murderer. We accept that. We only arrest and charge and try people for crimes they have committed. But Batman's decided, nah, he's dangerous. He might kill a bunch of people, so, he's gone. What happened to his no-kill rule? So yes, this film was a mess. It wasn't enjoyable on any level as far as the story it brought to us of Batman and Superman. Again, Wonder Woman was nice, technology was nice, and if you like dark colors, the film visually was pleasant to look at, I guess. The universe is very dark in the DC. I don't quite understand why it's so dark. The MCU has shown that you can actually have colors and still have a convincing storyline. Guardians of the Galaxy and the sequel were both incredibly good films. They are still the best of the MCU. Is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as good as the first one? No, it isn't. Is it still better than anything else other than Guardians of the Galaxy? Yes! So I'm holding hope out for the new Thor movie. Looks like it may also have color and actually not be a dim, dark jog down, drudgery lane. So yeah, Batman vs. Superman, avoid it. If you haven't seen it, skip it. The high points are the technology. Go buy that book I mentioned. And if you need to see Wonder Woman, go see the Wonder Woman film, which is wonderful. All right? So yes, in closing, again, pardon the vulgarity, it's a clusterfuck.